to your car. The greater electrical charge of the charger flows to the lesser charge of the battery until they're balanced. You don't have to do anything to make it happen other than to create the proper conditions. And what the Aqua Chi does is create a higher charge than the one that's around your cell walls using the medium of water.
And so because my cells have a lower charge, they automatically take the higher charge.
That's right.
That is really neat.
It really is.
But suppose my cells get too much charge.
They can't. Your body regulates the amount that they can take. The charge absorption rate of the cells is determined by the body.
All right, I am really starting to get this now. The Aqua Chi creates the same type of charge in the water that my cells have, and because the charge of my cells is lower, they take the charge from the water.
Right.
And I suppose that the lower my cell's charge is, the faster it absorbs the electricity.
No.
No.
If a cell has a much lower charge than it should, it's probably because it's unhealthy or damaged in some way. It's just like the battery in your car. If one of its cells is damaged, it can't take a charge the way it should.
So
the healthier your cells are, the better they can accept the charge.
Great. You're just like the banks. They won't loan you money unless you don't need it. So if my cells aren't healthy, the Aqua Chi is not going to do me any good. And if my cells are healthy, I don't need it.
Now, wait a minute. I didn't say any of that.
But you said...
I said that the unhealthy cells took the charge at a lesser rate than the healthy cells. But they still take a charge. And that charge, little by little, begins to build up and give them the energy they need to repair themselves. And the healthier they become, the more charge they can take.
And so there is hope.
Of course.
But why charge healthy cells?
To keep them healthy. At some point in all of us, our cell charge is going to degenerate unless it's continually refreshed.
Are you saying that this thing can make us live longer?
Live healthier. There's something I'd like to show you and share with our viewers. Have you ever left a tomato out a little too long on your counter?
Never. Well, once maybe.
I think we all know what happens, at least under normal circumstances. Watch as we run this time-lapse video. Here are two tomatoes such as you might find in any produce area of your grocery. The one on the left is just as it came from the store. However, the one on the right has been given a 30-minute treatment with the Aqua Chi. The tomato on the left rots. The one on the right maintains its original form.
No way.
I'm afraid so.
Let me see that again.
All right, watch.
That's incredible.
It really is.
No wonder I've been noticing a difference, you know, in my strength and my endurance.
And without any pills or drugs or pain.
That's right. What was it you told me about when I first got my machine, that it
uses healing electromagnetic frequencies to rebalance and amplify the body's bioelectric field?
You know, when you first told me that, I mean, I'll be honest, it sounded good, but it did not really mean that much to me. But now
You're beginning to see.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the whole point of what we're doing here. We want people to understand how the Aqua Chi works and why it is so important.
I do have one more question.
Okay.
Well, what makes the water look as if it comes from the Black Lagoon?
Yeah. Everybody wonders about that at first.
Are those impurities that come from my body?
No, not really. For the most part, the discoloration is caused by an excess of ionic charge working on certain of the impurities in the water. Have you ever noticed that as you've been using your Aqua Chi, the water is less discolored?
Well, now that you mention it, yes.
That's because your cells are accepting more of the charge, so there's less of it left active in the water. But it's important to remember that the water quality plays a role in that too. Different types of water will manifest different degrees of discoloration.
Is all that stuff harmful?
No, in no way, and it doesn't enter your body, so relax.
But did it come out of my feet?
No, it's just the mineral concentration and waste product impurities that were already in the water before you put the Aqua Chi module into it. All tap water does this. It's absolutely normal.
All right, I have one more question. Why my feet?
Why not?
No, really.
Well, the feet just happen to be an easy part of the body for most people to keep in the water for 30 minutes.
So it could just as easily have been my hands?
Yes, and for certain indications, that's recommended. You could even use your head if you're really good at holding your breath.
I'll just use my feet. But let me ask you this. Could I use my whole body, say, in a bathtub?
Certainly, and a number of people have chosen to treat in that way. But make no mistake, the feet provide ample skin area for an effective treatment.
Well, Well, you got me in the mood to do my next treatment.
Well, why not do it right now?
All right, I will.
Now let's go over a few more points. As we said earlier, the human body is composed of billions of cells, and each one of those cells has a job to do for your health and well-being. The Aqua Chi treatment allows us to restore and maintain a healthy charge of electricity around the wall of each cell. It does this by converting the AC current from your house to a DC current that creates a charge in the water which is compatible with the charge around your cells. If we look at the water's electrical pattern on an oscilloscope at this point, we will see that it is very active with a constantly varying voltage. Now, if you were to place a part of your body in the water, say your hand, you would notice a change in the electrical pattern. If you removed your hand, the earlier pattern would resume. Then, if I were to place my hand in the same water, the pattern would again change, but it would be my bioelectric signature, not yours. If we were to use a transistor analogy, the hand placed in the water actually becomes the source of the frequency that varies the resistance in the module that's in the water, or the transistor in our analogy. And the Aqua Chi is the emitter, or power source. Thus, with every new user, the frequency in the water is different, tailor-made to the specific user. And that is why two people should never use the machine at the same time. As your cells accept the water's enhancing change, one of the remarkable effects first noticed is the separation of blood cells, which tend to travel in clumps when we're in an unhealthier state. With the entire surface exposed, they work far more efficiently in our arteries and veins. Any way you look at it, it's a remarkable process. Now let's see how Lisa's doing, shall we? She looks very relaxed, doesn't she? We hope you found this presentation interesting, and that we've been able to answer some of your questions about Aqua Chi and the many benefits it has for your body. Remember that each of the billions of cells in your body is a living thing, requiring its own energy to maintain life. And that when you look at yourself in the mirror, in a way, you're looking at a great colony of living creatures, working 24 hours a day to keep you healthy. So keeping them healthy and energized is not only smart, it's vital. And one of the most important things you can do toward that end is to intervene in that inevitable process of cell energy depletion. There's an old saying that goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in the words of Steve Walker, the driving force behind Aqua Chi, early intervention can actually be prevention. Thanks again for your purchase, and we hope you enjoy your Aqua Chi for many years to come.